So I made this design with Midjourney as part of a side hustle that I was exploring to see, a print-on-demand t-shirt business. How easy is it if you use Midjourney? And I'm going to take you through my steps today. This is also one of the designs. And I've made a couple more that you can see here where I tried it on a different color t-shirt and I tried it with a different design. And basically I found one prompt that really tickled my vibe and I kept going with that prompt. So you can see the designs have a similar look and feel, although it's all different kind of concepts. So you might be thinking, people always make it look so easy. When I watch other YouTube channels or I go on social media, people say, oh, just, start a t-shirt business, print on demand, find a printer, find a supplier and do the designs. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but in principle, it sounds really easy. I didn't find it particularly difficult, but it was a lot longer than I anticipated it would take me. And this is a side hustle. Maybe if it was my only job or the only thing that I did, it would be much quicker. It was a very random idea, okay? So I showed my husband a couple of designs and he was like, oh, you know what, can you make this or can you make that? Can you make a monkey in space? Where's my monkey? A monkey in space, and this is actually where it started. I was like, oh, okay, sure, let me try. I made a monkey in space and he really liked the design, so I kept on playing with a couple of different prompts and different designs. I mean, if you just go to Midjourney's explore page, you can get lost there. And it's literally what I did. I went through the pictures there. I mean, there's hundreds, thousands. And the ones that I really liked, I copied the prompts and I tried it with my own designs. And then eventually I came to this little monkey design. And then we were like, hey, this might actually look cool on a t-shirt. Why don't we try it? So I made a random design that is not even included in the current designs. Where is it actually? I found it. This one. So I made this one and I found a local printer. Sent the design, she printed it, and I could have a look to see, like, how does the print compare when you see the design on the computer versus when it's actually printed. It was quite nice. It's not the animal ones that you can see or the nicer looking ones that we have now, but it was just a trial to see what it would look like. The cost was not great because this company was selling to the public. So her business model was, you give me a design, I print a t-shirt. So she obviously put her markup on it. And that got to a point where I would not be able to put my own markup on it because then I would completely price myself out of the market. So I went hunting for some t-shirts. Now, I don't know where you are, but it was a little bit harder this side to find a good t-shirt supplier that was also affordable, but I could get quality t-shirts. And then I went on a local WhatsApp group and I asked my neighbors for a place where I can print t-shirts. And in the meantime, I located one of my friends who was an expert in the retail sector, and I asked her to have a look at the designs, took her input in what is the kind of quality that you're looking for, like the grams in a t-shirt, because there's 150 and 160 gram and there's 185. Which ones I'm supposed to get? Is it polyester? Should it be 100% cotton? Then there's combed cotton and there's carded cotton. I did not know this before, and it really affects the feel of the t-shirt. And then the printing company said, well, she's got her own suppliers, and I mean, obviously, if you print t-shirts, you're probably going to have some connections, and I didn't think about that. Sometimes, you struggle because you just don't think. And she offered to get me the t-shirts from her suppliers and then printed them. And that's when things actually started working out a little bit better. But then, if I want to actually try my hand at this business, I need a logo. So I went back to Midjourney. And my logo, let me show you a close-up. Here you can see it's nicely printed on the back of the t-shirt. And here you can see it on the screen as well. This is Midjourney. This is all Midjourney. I was playing around with different prompts to say what I wanted. And eventually, when I found the logo I wanted, it looked like this. So it doesn't come out clean. And Midjourney is not really good at incorporating text into your pictures. So I took this image, put it on Canva, played around with the font, found one that I really liked. So this font is actually straight from Canva. And then I went to a graphic designer because I thought if I want to make it a logo, I can try. And I can maybe get it like almost there, but I want someone to make it like really look professional. So I gave it to him. He took all the background away that I didn't like, put it together with the logo, gave me different kind of options that looked really nice. And all I did, again on Canva, I mean, this is amazing what you can do between Canva and Midjourney. I used this picture and I used the pencil, the drawing option from Canva, and I drew an outline of this picture. So this, what you see here, this was hand-drawn on the computer using Canva's line drawing thing. I just basically copied over the picture, then I deleted the picture, kept this one, and you can actually see on the original one, I had to make a couple of changes where the strokes didn't come out as nice as I wanted it to. And then I also sent this to the graphic designer and I asked him, please just make it a little bit thicker. And he came back, he colored the sunglasses and he gave it like a really, really cool look. And this is now my back label. It nicely here on the white. The idea was not to just sell t-shirts randomly and make them feel cheap and look cheap. If I'm serious about building a business that I want to expand and grow, then I need quality t-shirts. So we had a couple of rounds, and all in all, this took me about, I'd say 6 months to get to this point. Again, remember, I'm working full-time. I do this in the evenings. I do this on weekends. I've got small kids at home, so concentrating and doing like design work or something like that's not always possible if they're around. But that's why I thought this video might be relatable if there are people out there who are not a single influencer with thousands of followers and they're making a massive business out of this. This is normal people. Can normal people also achieve that? Well, I wanted to try, and I got these little tags made. I designed it on Canva, again Canva, with my picture, and on the back I put a little story, and the story is just basically saying inside every grown man there's a little boy that still wants to have fun. So at the moment where I'm at, by the time this video goes live, hopefully I'm a little bit further. I secured an Instagram account, set it up as a business profile, and I'm launching the social media soon. So if you're thinking of doing the same thing, I would say these are my top 5 tips. If you are going to use AI like Midjourney, it's incredible. You can also use Leonardo.ai. I think it's still free. Midjourney is unfortunately no longer free, but the starting point is $8 a month, which is really affordable for most people. Even for people like me in South Africa, where the rand and the dollar exchange rate is quite intense sometimes if it comes to subscriptions. So that's very affordable. So number one, the important thing if you use AI is get your style right, because I don't think you're going to be able to build a brand if you've got 500 different designs that don't look like they cannot belong together. So test different prompts, test hundreds of prompts if you have to, and perhaps it's a very weird combination. For instance, naturistic look, influenced by the hippie era and with elements of Picasso. Perhaps that is your golden prompt that will create the images that you want. So play around until you find that if you use the same prompt and you just change your elements, in this case it's a bunny, and the next one it's a dog, and then it's a wolf, but you keep getting the same vibe, then you're kind of on the right track. Number 2, make sure that when you prompt to tell Midjourney or whatever AI you're using to give you a clear background. I have a lot of color splashes, but I would say it's either on a white background or on a black background, because the moment it's infused with the background, you really struggle to remove it. Whether it's on Photoshop or Canva, it is possible, but it makes your life a lot harder. You can try in the prompt to say it's for a t-shirt design or it's a vector, but it does get confused sometimes whether you want a t-shirt or you want a design. So I started staying clear of using t-shirt or design in my prompt, because Midjourney kept wanting to give me the t-shirt with the design on it instead of just the design. Okay? Then the second thing is you have to have a program like Photoshop, like Canva, other editing programs where you can remove the background. Midjourney doesn't give you the picture like a PNG with a transparent background. You have to remove it. And depending on your design, it can be very easy. Canva's background remover is quite nice, and there's another one that I'm also using. You can check it out in this video here. That is quite nice, and you can actually play around to put certain parts back, take certain parts out, but Canva allows you to go very much into detail around the image, but it is not very smooth. Your best bet would probably still be Photoshop, but Canva works just as well, and I will show you the difference. The original picture looked like this, and this is done with Photoshop where the background was removed. It actually looks like it's actually done a very decent job. When I used Canva, this is what happened. Now there's a trick here, because it does matter the background that you are using for your designs. So the mistake I made the first time is that my design was way too big. It actually, it hurts my eyes. So here you can see this was the first batch. This wolf is massive compared to this one. You can see. But also this one is against a black background, and because I removed the background with Canva, you can see the markings very clearly around it. So this looks like it literally looks like it's printed on. It doesn't actually give you that completed feel if you look at it. Whereas this one because the background is white, there where I didn't do a good job with Canva, it actually doesn't matter because it looks like it's part of the picture. So the color of your t-shirt versus the color of your design is really important. So number 4, do market research. There's different ways of doing it. You can talk to people, but you can actually, like what we've done, you can just put the t-shirt on, walk around with it, and then people come to you, they ask you about it. Or my husband will go to a gathering somewhere with friends, and he would just ask them, hey, listen, what do you think of the design? And then we actually use that kind of input. Oh, it looks a little bit weird here, or it looks a little bit weird there. And we would incorporate it in our new designs and adjust that, and go to the shops and just ask a random person if he would comment on the shirt. Oh, do you like it? What do you like about it? So that was kind of the market research that we did. I'm still not done. As I said, I'm launching now soon, and now it's going to be testing, which designs do well, which ones don't. And I'm not planning on putting all of my money straight up in 1 or 2 designs and just running with it, because I'm not really finished with market research. I'm still very much in the beginning. And this is why I said right at the beginning of the video, people make it look so easy, and I think it can be. But sometimes in practice, it works out a little bit differently, and it's perhaps a little bit more effort and a little bit more time than you need that you might have not anticipated before. And then the last one that's really important, use your network. Do you know anyone in this industry that you can ask for help? Is there a friend? Is there someone that knows something about running a business? You'd be surprised how many people, if you mention, oh, I want to start a print-on-demand t-shirt business, will tell you, oh yeah, I know someone that's running a printing company. I know a supplier. Oh, my brother is a graphic designer. So many people that you can tap into and say, listen, can you just help me out? I will pay you for the time if they want to. But the people around you might know a lot more, or they can put you in touch with someone who can help you. And more often than not, they might actually tell you, hey, I'll do it for free for you. Let me try it out, and I'll help you, because people can actually be very supportive of entrepreneurs or people wanting to start these businesses. And in this case, it is quite nice if you offer them a free t-shirt and say, well, I'll give you a t-shirt if you want to keep it and help me out a little bit. And so far, everybody was quite keen to take the t-shirt in exchange for some kind of help. So you never know where people might actually be able to help you. If this is something that you're thinking about, I'm hoping that maybe this bit of a reality check from my side have helped you, maybe spur you on to actually get started, or maybe not, I don't know. And you never know what this can turn into. You've got really little to lose. It's a couple of t-shirts, a couple of printing rounds, and you will know whether you like this or not. And it's potentially the start of a huge business idea for you. You can find some links below to Midjourney help documents if you are struggling a little bit with the prompts. But be on the lookout for more upcoming videos where I'm exploring business ideas using AI and specifically Midjourney to create the designs. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.